Someone said a sex mistake they've made in the name of love is accepting the bare minimum when it comes to foreplay and own satisfaction just to please the guy. I feel like
everyone,
women,
put your hand up. Put your hand up.
All women, like, yeah, damn. It's almost like a rite of passage when you're starting.
But no more. I know you guys, you guys know better. You guys absolutely know better. But in the beginning, it is like that.
Yeah.
And it's because actually, even a lot of the movies we see, men's sexuality is at the forefront.
Hi guys, Muruki Munyi here.
It's Lydia KM.
And we're back again with another episode of
The Messy In Between.
It's definitely TMI.
It won't hurt a bit if I allow you to stitch these open wounds while you kiss me. Take a deep breath, hair in my chest, counting to 3. Take a deep breath, hair in my chest, counting to 3. Faith is a leap, trusting your.
It's definitely TMI. Today we are high energied.
And after they've just watched this intro, we've just put our new montage. We're really proud of that, guys. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Too much energy.
No, you go.
No, you go. No, you go.
Anyway, this one, we just wanted to put that video there to just remind you guys that we have our Galaxy collection in partnership with Encata. If you would like to shop, click the link below. How you doing, babe?
I am good.
Yeah?
I am good. And the last couple of weeks, anytime someone has asked that I am good has come from my chest.
Right.
I am good.
Okay.
How are you?
So that identity crisis you were talking about going through, did you say identity or you just said a crisis of something?
Yeah, but that's like, it's like part of it. You know what I mean? It's part of it. Like waiting for life, for everything to be like in smooth.
Yeah.
No. That's not what makes life. Life is always going to be,
there's always something.
dot somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, even with that, I feel like I'm good in the journey.
Yeah. Okay. I love that. Fantastic.
You?
Period, queen. I'm doing all right. I'm just cold. This weather has not been great for me.
Are you
I
colder
hate
than
cold.
normal?
I feel like I am.
I think so.
It's because, first of all, it's like when you used to be big, you know, when you're big, you really don't feel cold that often.
You said.
So I just feel like the way I experience cold now is just very different in a way that it's just like my body's like, what is going on? Yeah, so I feel like that is there. And then my husband has traveled and I'm just like, this is how single people sleep every night. Like, what? Oh, no,
Yes.
you don't deserve that.
Years.
I've been sleeping hugging my pillow and I'm like,
and
what
it's
the
cold.
fuck is this, man?
Yeah,
Like,
they
I
don't
don't
know.
like, they don't. It's
sorry.
been tough. It's been really tough. Yeah. But besides that, everything is good. My daughter just turned 9 and that was
Crazy.
really, really lovely. Every time, pictures. Yeah. Every time like my kid hits a new milestone age, just feels like, wow, I'm really raising these human beings. Yeah.
And they're like becoming like
people.
adults.
Exactly.
And like people who can have like
which
choice
is strange
and
because I'm a
decisions.
child. So how am I as a
What
child
a teen mom.
raising kids?
A teen mom of 3, one being 15. And she's a teen.
He's 16.
He's 16.
Yeah.
A teen.
I know. Insane.
Last year of high school as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo!
Crazy. I was telling Joe that when she said that Kenny's turning 9, it's like all I've been thinking about is what was happening in my life at 9. That's when my parents separated. I would actually say that the last happiest memory I can remember of like life being innocent and peaceful was at Christmas that year before now I turned 9. Because after I turned 9, my parents separated. My guka died. That was the first death. My dad's dad. My mom left for the UK for like 2.5 years, which ensued those years of like, what is it? Like life just
Changed.
the innocence of life ended there for me.
Yeah.
So when I was looking at Kenny, I was like, she's a dot.
Literally.
She's a dot. Like, what?
Yeah.
And I feel
Little
sad
Lid
for
was
little
going through
Lid.
so much.
And my
then.
sister was even younger.
That's
my sister was
insane.
6.
Yeah, but look, you made it. Despite.
In
spite
spite
of all that. Yeah,
Of
you
all
made
that.
it. And here you are on your own podcast.
Yeah, I'm on
talking.
our podcast.
Now using that trauma to really impact lives.
Exactly.
That's it.
And even some of the talking is probably trauma.
Come on.
Because I wasn't heard.
Yeah.
I wasn't heard. But you know what?
Everywhere,
We're
all the
making
time.
back on trauma. I hope you are too, sweetheart. Thank you so much, guys, for joining yet another episode. I always imagine someone watching TMI the first time. If that's you, Hi, how are you? I'm Lydia KM.
I'm Murugi Munyi.
This is tmipodcastke, the Messy In Between podcast. And we talk about literally everything. Anything that's affecting adults between 18 and whenever we figure it out, you're going to hear it here. Do we talk about sex more than other podcasts? Probably.
I'd say yeah.
Yes, but part of your passport to be part of this community is to please subscribe. Subscribe on YouTube or wherever you're listening to your podcast platform. I am a podcast on Spotify girl.
Right.
And so I those of you who listen to us on Spotify or you're listening, not watching, we see you and we hear you.
Yeah,
even though we don't address you enough.
So sorry about that. Sometimes we're here gesturing and there are some people who are not seeing our gestures. But at least you're getting the spirit of what we are discussing.
And it's most podcasts. Everyone who has video tends to mind the video. Even when I was listening the other day for Call Her Daddy, and she was just like show. Now I can't see what the show is.
Right,
so you do end up missing some elements.
I get it.
But hopefully not too much that the essence of the video is lost.
Absolutely. So thank you everyone for being here, no matter where you're listening or watching from. Even those of you who download our episodes. By the way, there's a ton of you.
Because
anytime our episode for some reason is undownloadable, we get the heat.
Even our personal DMs.
I'm trying to go into the whatever. It's not downloading. We are sorry. We don't do it intentionally. Sometimes I feel like YouTube has some restriction and then we are not able to put it up immediately. But thank you for always letting us know 2 minutes.
By 12:03 on Friday.
You have already told us. So thank you. Thank you so much, guys. Anyway, welcome to this episode. Also before that, follow us on our social media handles because you'll see how in this episode and the next one, we really feed into our episodes based off of the feedback you guys are giving us, particularly on Instagram. So follow us, tmipodcastke, Lydia KM, Murugi Munyi. Now, we are starting a new-ish series. I want to call it a series because there's a few episodes we're going to do on this, on mistakes we've made in the name of love. Mistakes we've made in the name of love. And today we're talking about sex mistakes. You could call them sextakes.
Listen. Trademark. Trademark.
Thank you. Sex mistakes we've made in the name of love. We'll also talk about financial/money mistakes we've made in the name of love. What other kinds of mistakes have we made in the name of love? Some people have even made hair mistakes in the name of love. Cutting your hair. Some other people even body mistakes.
Oh, by the way, body mistakes.
Yeah, girl.
Body mistakes. Body mistakes. Body mistakes, like the decisions you made about your body because of that baboon. And by the way, someone had come at me on our live
and that
saying that
angered me.
I was saying that I was referring to baboon is about ugliness. No, I think anyone who listens, it's about character. It's somebody who treated you poorly. That's what I mean, not
it's
how people
ugliness
look.
of character. It could be ugliness of anything.
Which
it's
is
not
the one
only how they look is the worst one. Exactly, yeah. So anyway, today we're talking about sex mistakes that people we have made in the name of love. I have a couple of my own, and I'm kind of embarrassed to even start sharing. Even start sharing what they are. You go first so you can give me some inspiration.
Yeah. I think the one of the first ones, which basically didn't allow my partner to meet me where I was, is I hid my fantasies. I didn't tell him or them what I truly liked. Japanese with dreads. That's not true, guys. And stop showing up when you see me and you're just like, Japanese. Shut it.
You're already still hiding. It was a mistake you made and now you want to make another one?
That's not true. I just made up the most random thing and you guys now think that's my fantasy. Anyway, I didn't share my fantasies, even some of the smallest ones. I felt like I was shaming myself already because some of the things that I wanted were out there.
Yeah.
And so I didn't share. And then that meant that my partner could never really kind of walk that journey with me about exploring what I truly wanted to do in bed.
Right. I feel like there's usually phases in a sexual relationship with someone within which you kind of as the relationship is developing, you need to kind of assess what is their appetite for experimentation. Also, fantasies makes it seem like it's really out there. It could just be preferences. There's a difference between preferences and fantasies. So fantasies to me is like we are dressed up as like a maid and I'm your slave or whatever. Whereas preference is just like I prefer clitoral stimulation over penetration. Do you know what I mean?
Those ones, even those, but mostly I'm talking about fantasies, like the things which are, I would say they're like from a mid-range upward, which is just kind of like it needs vulnerability to share.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
And also, it's like there are some things which it's not for everyone. Like I wouldn't share with like a casual sexual partner, but it's like the longer you've been with someone, okay, 3 months, you've already said, oh, maybe we can try it in the butt. And then after 6 months, you've said, oh, maybe we can invite your friend over.
I just thought of that actually.
After a year, you can now go into tie me up with the whatevers and beat me till I pass out.
Yeah.
So you see, there's
levels.
levels. Yeah.
Yes, and I've been in long enough relationships to have given that.
That's
but I just felt ashamed that I wanted those things.
Right.
So first the shame comes from you.
For sure.
Because you're projecting, unless you've tested your partner, you're projecting that. So I feel sad about that because I think I could have been having way more and way better sex from a long time ago.
So sorry for that, Lydia.
Thank you.
Also so happy for all the partners you are going to have because from day one, you'll be like,
Yeah, I don't lie anymore.
I don't like that. Stop it
This
right
has
now.
been like since a couple of years ago. I tell you, guys, we are having a good time. We are having a good time.
Yeah, and I actually find that most men will find that refreshing. Do you know what I mean? It's like then they don't have to guess. Are you having fun or are you not having fun? It's like you've already told
But
them.
the smallness
I
women
like
are
this.
conditioned for.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is mostly amplified in bed.
That's the thing. And also I feel like, I don't know if men feel that kind of shame as well. In fact, I would
They
say that
do
most...
with butt stuff.
Oh, yes. You're right. Yeah.
You know you want it.
And then they'll say it, and they won't even say it, they'll just be like, and I'm not gay. By the way, I'm not gay. That's the first thing.
Or if you introduce it, they're like, I
No,
guess.
I don't
but
know.
when it's time, he's like,
and you're like, how do you know the exact position to turn to? Oh, wow.
okay, Jake, I see you.
Yeah. But also, I've realized that when it comes to sharing fantasies, when it's a guy, there are some guys who I've experienced who it's like, they don't really say it, they just start doing it. Do you know what I mean?
I like that too. As long
it depends.
as long as you're gentle with it, you're like kind of, I'm seeing where you're going.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But not just like you're here, then now we're down there.
No.
Yeah. No, it needs to be. Yeah. Me, I prefer when like, at least when we're doing the normal stuff, you kind of start whispering, oh, babe, I wish we could try. You know, not just like now we've just started trying and you're like, wait, what's happening? Then now they're trying to catch you up. No, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta see it.
You gotta.
All right. One of mine is a sex mistake I've made in the name of love is not using lube so as not to bruise a man's ego. Because because you see, there's a sense in which I think it must have been like one of my earlier on partners who said something like, when you use lube, it's like, oh, so I'm not making you wet enough. So you kind of start to internalize, either there's something wrong with me that I'm not getting wet enough, or I don't know, is it a medical condition or something like that? Because it's like you're there, you're having fun, but you still feel like you need a bit of extra lubrication, but it doesn't feel like you can suggest that because then now it's like it's awkward. Okay, are we gonna stop? Are you whatever? Not anymore.
Yeah, no,
not anymore. Yeah,
lube. I tell you that it just feels so funny. Like I need like a kind of very specific one. So I just I gave up. But if I'm not wet out,
that's the thing.
Let's figure this out. But I'm not going through it.
That's it. Also, there are some things which just require the lube. Like with anal, you must use the lube. Otherwise, because there's not enough lubrication. And sometimes also, depending on where someone is in their cycle, it can affect how wet you get. You could be having a really great time, but you still need some extra lubrication. Or it could be that, I don't know, maybe you're not like 100% there. You've been going through a lot of stuff and stuff. So you're having fun, but the lubrication needs a bit of assistance. And it also takes away the pressure.
Yeah.
Like,
and
why
also,
was I'm wet enough?
Even
Like,
if we don't know why.
What? Yeah.
I'm not.
It's actually okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of us have really suffered under that.
Honestly.
Yeah.
And the number of decisions that are being made so as not to bruise someone else's ego or so as not to expose yourself or whatever is insane.
Yeah, and I can tell you actually one of the things that has made me truly normalize like how sex ought to be has been interacting with Beducated. Because anytime I go on there, I'm like, some of the things the Japanese guy with dreads is normal.
Yeah.
It's normal. I know you guys keep coming at me for it, but it's made me normalize the idea that like sex is like a spectrum, you know, and wherever it is that you fit and wherever you align is really good. And that's why it's good to kind of get your guidance as far as sex from actual experts, which is exactly what Beducated do. They have over 150 courses guided by experts, which allows you to get information the right way, whether it's visual, whether it's by reading. You feel like you're seen and you're heard on there.
I feel like it also helps you be able to like conceptualize what other people are experiencing, if you know what I mean. Because I feel like sex sometimes can be a very isolating experience. So even when I was thinking of these sex mistakes, I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who has done this. But sometimes it's just hearing someone say it out loud in a conversation that makes you feel like, oh, okay, so other people have experienced pain during sex. Other people struggle with how to give a blowjob. Other people might want to learn how to squirt and they don't know how to squirt. And I feel like it's that like knowing we all are trying to make our sex more pleasurable. We all are trying to make it more enjoyable. Some of us are trying to slow it down. You know, that has been a lifelong struggle for some of us, okay? And like basically Beducated helps you do that. The best way to start with Beducated, because I know sometimes you go on there, you're seeing all these topics, kinks, BDSMs, whatever, relationships, online dating, and you might not know where to start. There is a quiz that you can take. We're going to leave the link down below. It's going to be the first link that you see when you go to the caption. And when you click that link, basically it'll just ask you a few questions. It'll take like 2 minutes max. Babe, you have 2 minutes. I know you got
do for your sex life.
2 minutes. Yeah. Just click the link and then basically it'll just ask you all the questions that you would need to know about your sex life currently, even if you don't already have a sex life, but you are thinking about how you want to approach your sex life. Imagine if we had that before we started having sex, because then now you would know, is this what I want to get into? You know, is this like the pathway? It'll give you a personalized roadmap to your sexual satisfaction for you and your man or you and your girl. If you like, or you and you, baby, or you and you. Yeah. So click the link below. Trust me, it is money well spent. And you can kind of like, when you go on Beducated, you can scroll through the courses before you even sign up. So you can see if it's something that you would want to see. Trust me, you'll want to stay there.
Yeah, in the end of the quiz as well, they're going to show you options of like, do you like this course? Are you interested in this? So by the end of it, it will have painted a picture of what you could be interested in if like scrolling through feels a bit overwhelming.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the next one for me, another sex mistake that I made in the name of love is having sex when I didn't want to.
Oh, a lot of in-betweeners.
I know
a
you
lot
really,
of
but
in-betweeners
you promote
said
that all the time.
No.
You say that it's like when he puts the tip in, you'll be able to go. But I feel like there's a lot of it's like overriding what I'm feeling about something, which is inherently putting somebody else's want and desire over what I feel. And I think that corrodes your relationship with yourself. And sometimes it's like, let's think about why I don't want to have sex. You know, it's like, if I'm having sex consistently and then suddenly I'm not, it's like I'm curious. I also want to be curious, like, why do I not want to engage in sex, whether I'm in a relationship or not? But that, like, when I'm about to start and I have to, like, I feel like I'm almost like motivating myself into it. That is actually one of the worst feelings for me. I hate it so much.
So a ton of people said the same thing. I don't know, like there's someone else who said, I'm having sex simply because he wants and not asking myself whether I want it or not. Someone is like, oh no, that's a different. Damn, well, you people are going through a lot. We'll read some of these responses. But I feel like, let me clarify what I mean when I say that. One, this is something that I'm referring to in the context of marriage. This is not something that I have ever done before, like with a random partner or even with a long-term boyfriend. It's within the context of marriage and only with my husband. Two, it's never within the context of I absolutely do not want to do it and I'm only doing it for you. It's more like the in-between times where it's
tired.
Like, I couldn't be asked. Not like I'm really feeling averse. Not like I'm really feeling averse to this. That's another thing. Three, it cannot be like, it's 5 times in a row that I'm really feeling that way, you know, kind of thing. If it's like, it's a once and it's like, oh, the last 2 nights I already refused. Let me just do it kind of thing. But not in a way that completely overrides my inner feeling kind of thing. And the reason why I say that is that in the context of marriage, I believe it's like, this is... Sex to me in marriage feels different than like any other sex before. It's kind of like it's like a communion of... I'm about to make it spiritual.
No, but I do get it.
Exactly.
It's like first of all, your vows.
That's
like,
the thing,
you know, my body is yours, etc. So it's more like the thing that helps
even
us.
That sounds
we've got notes on that. But I get what it is, the essence of what you're trying to articulate.
And I feel like when the roles are reversed, because sometimes by the roles are reversed, I appreciate some of the times where it's like, I know you had a really long day at work, but I ovulated today and I'm really horny today. And because for me, it's like, when I'm on heat, I'm really on heat and
Yeah.
it can't wait till 3 days from now. It needs to be today. I'm really horny. So I appreciate when I can tell, like, okay, he was kind of tired, but he's making the effort for me. But not until, like, for example, we've had a really bad fight, or like, let's say your dad died today and it's like, no, we gotta fuck. We must. No. Obviously not like that. Yeah. And I feel like if it's something that afterwards you feel kind of like, I had to sacrifice myself. I had to sacrifice my own emotions for this.
I've done it. I've done that. Not
sorry,
once,
baby.
not twice,
Yeah.
not 3 times. And again, is the smallness of feeling like I just didn't have the power in that dynamic to be able to say that I don't want to, because I feared consequences because of bruising his ego, or maybe like he was going to react badly and frustrated. I remember there was a time, this one particular ex who I literally was like the smallest I have ever been in my life. In that relationship, there was a time when I was like, I had thrush or something like that. And you know, if you have thrush, even like just being touched, it feels like you're burning, right? And like I was frustrated and he was trying to have sex and it's like I was trying, then I was just like, no. His fucking reaction. And that's how you're trained. That's how someone trains you, that there's not enough space here for you to like say yes or no.
Things,
So like it was, I think actually that was an abusive relationship. I don't know why I don't really just articulate it like that. Like that's what it was. So it's like I just felt so fearful consistently of being able to articulate myself. And I felt so bad. And let me tell you, it destroys your self-esteem.
Exactly.
Overriding your needs like that consistently.
That
Horrible.
even, I would say, is like sexual assault of some
It
kind.
is.
Like, no, he can see you're in pain. And maybe for some men, even when they see you in
don't
pain,
care.
in fact, that's when now it's even better. They're even having more fun
because they
now
hate
you're
themselves,
a proper victim.
so the capacity to love you is not there, and empathy is not there.
Exactly. That's the first thing. You should be like, are you okay? Like, what's
he
wrong?
had no empathy. He was a narcissist.
Oh my God.
He doesn't think of anyone apart from you. From himself.
Oh God. Even if he's thinking about himself, doesn't he worry that if you have some kind of infection, he's gonna get some kind of infection? Like, sir, love yourself even if you don't loving Lydia.
No one in the world is there. It's just him and his experience and what's happening.
That's crazy. Speaking of infections, one of you shared that a sex mistake you've made in the name of love is getting intimate with him despite constantly getting infections after. I stopped though. That's really good. And let me tell you, that's why platforms like this feel important to us and are important, because sometimes I've spoken to people who it's like every time they have sex, they have this itching and you feel like uncomfortable, but you kind of, because you haven't seen it talked about anywhere, you don't even know that it's an infection that you're getting and that the sex is making it worse. To you, it's just like, oh, I think I just have a problematic vagina. No, if anything hurts, if anything burns, if anything itches, that is not, your vagina should ideally just feel the way your hand feels and the way your ear and your forehead feel. It shouldn't be like everywhere you're sitting, you're like this and no, that is not normal. So
it's not.
Glad you stopped having sex with him though, because that's
I've done that too as well. There's this toxic situationship that I was in where he had me on a chokehold. Number one, he
and to the situationship
was the most beautiful man. I am telling you guys, I used to look at his face and be like, you are drawn. He had this big, beautiful eyes. He was Eritrean, so you know how they look. He was, and the sex was really, really good. But he was terrible. He did not have long hair, but he was actually bald, but with a beard.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. And he infected me once because I knew for sure it was him, and I still had sex with him.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But that was the end of the infections, but still.
Yeah. And sometimes I don't know why we as women, we kind of need like confirmation. So it's like you had sex with him once and then you got an infection, but it's like, okay, might not have been him, because maybe it's like I had gotten the infection earlier from a public toilet, and then it had just taken a while for it to
toilet.
Yeah, then it had taken, because you can't actually get a UTI from a public toilet.
No, not UTI. I'm talking about STI.
Oh,
I think that's what she meant.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But even UTI you can get from a guy.
Yeah, but if you get from a guy, that's just not necessarily that he's cheated or done anything bad. So STI, I knew for sure that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I get checked between partners so that there's no question. Okay, sometimes I haven't. But most of the times I do. Yeah, damn. I wonder where he is now.
Let's not wonder. Wherever he is, let him remain happy and relaxed. There was one that someone had mentioned, which I'm trying to find in relation to foreplay. Okay, fine, here. Someone said a sex mistake they've made in the name of love is accepting the bare minimum when it comes to foreplay and own satisfaction just to please the guy. I feel like
Everyone,
I feel
women,
like all
put your
women.
hand up. Put your hand up.
All women, like, yeah, damn. It's almost like a rite of passage when you're starting.
But no more. I know
Yeah.
you guys, you guys know better. You guys absolutely know better. But in the beginning, it is like that.
Yeah.
And it's because actually, even a lot of the movies we see, men's sexuality is at the forefront. We see...
I was about to say that, yes.
Yeah, we see boys masturbating from like 10 years old in all movies. And it's made as like a laughable, this is part of it. But only recently are we seeing that same thing happening with girls. And still you can tell like the connotation has more shame than when it is boys.
For sure.
So when you grow up knowing that there's the primary sexual needs only matter for, it's only the mans that matter. Of course, you're gonna start acting like that in dynamics, but please unchain yourself,
Stand
my
up for yourself.
sisters.
Yeah, and then you go in there being like, oh, I just want to be like an unproblematic lover, you know, for him to just like, he came, and as long as he has come, you guys are, you know, you're good or whatever. First of all, you don't even know if you have the capacity because maybe you've never touched yourself. Maybe you've not seen that it's possible. You're like, okay, maybe I don't have the capacity to. You probably do. It's just that you're not with the right person. But yeah, we definitely need to unchain ourselves. It also needs to be about you. Otherwise, why?
Yeah, why is
Have
it
sex
about
for
him?
what?
Just ask yourself, why do his needs matter than yours? Just ask yourself that. Why would it?
Yeah.
Why? When it's a two people experience. And I'm telling you guys, the way we change things is like in those small situations. Because I tell you, if anyone who has come after me with any guy the last couple of years, he knows there's a different way.
Doing the Lord's work.
That's it.
She trained him.
You just need to do it differently. And then the next one, they will just have a different way of thinking. Some people don't want to change. But for the most part, it just takes bit by bit by bit by bit by bit.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for doing the Lord's work, because now they learn. Sometimes I ask myself, it's like when somebody gets a sexual partner, you kind of have, especially at a certain age, you have an expectation that he is going to prioritize your sexual pleasure. Do you feel like that should go without saying, or do you feel like it's important for you to mention it to him?
I'm not going to mention it, but my behavior in it is going to be like that. For example, I'm not faking an orgasm, so I haven't
So
come.
afterwards when he's like, yeah, oh baby, did you get there?
Where?
Where? You didn't? I thought I felt you shaking.
No, I think that was you.
Oh, because I was
Yeah.
pushing you back and forth.
And also, it's like I'm not open. I'm not trying to make someone feel small about it either. Like I'm just obviously joking. It's like more like, oh no, I prefer this. You know, like guide the person and tell them what it is that you want. But they need to know that. And the thing is, a lot of women, if your orgasm from like clitoris stimulation, that takes a bit more intention than what he's used to.
Yeah.
So then, I'm worth that effort.
You are worth that effort, yeah. I feel like sometimes, especially based off of like what men are used to experiencing, you kind of need to just like mention it. So like you've got into the room and instantly he's taking off his clothes and he's jumping on top of you. It's like, it's on
foreplay.
you. Yeah, exactly. You kind of just have to be like, oh, it would be really nice if you touch me first, if you do X and Y and Z first kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like you've said, foreplay, I feel like requires more dexterity, so to speak, and like intentionality. And there's a course on Beducated about that. You should definitely look through it. In fact, it says, discover the secret to achieving explosive orgasms during partner sex in foreplay. Learn how to use it to spoil your partner and master the art of sensual stimulation for both vulva and penis. I actually feel like there's an element of like sex itself, like just the inside outside, that almost comes naturally to human beings. Like no one kind of has to tell you like put this thing inside this one and then go back and forth.
It's how that needs a skill.
Exactly. And with foreplay, it's kind of like you kind of need to know what you're doing. Sort of like, whereas with the sex itself, I kind of feel like anyone can do it.
And foreplay is also individual.
That's
right?
exactly
Where my points are is not where Sarah's are or
That's
Murugi's are. So you've got to pay attention to your partner.
Yeah.
And this is why a lot of men prefer to skip it.
And even some women prefer to skip it.
And that's your prerogative, by the way. It's fair if you don't care for foreplay. You don't have to.
Yeah. Or maybe you're saying you don't like it because you haven't experienced it in a great way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It could be that. Yeah. Anyway, you click the link down below and then go see if you have those skills that are necessary. So many people are saying about how they slept with someone and they got an STD. Here is one that I've seen a few people mentioning. A sex mistake that people have made in the name of love is allowing him to take a video on his phone.
girls.
On his
Even when I was
phone.
daft. Even when I was daft as in the daftest, it's always on your phone, bro.
No, I know there's
However,
a video of me in some phones.
Are there pictures and stuff of
That's it.
me elsewhere?
That's
I
it.
can tell you they are.
You didn't send in view once?
Huh?
Not in view once?
I don't even think this was even before.
View once existed. Or
Even
before
before
WhatsApp. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they're calling us large sisters, big sisters.
Yeah,
What do you
large.
mean before WhatsApp?
Yeah. I don't think it was even on WhatsApp. I think maybe iMessage or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, but no, for sure. It's like I maybe it's like I did it on my phone, but then shared or whatever. Let's just say it's the grace of God that my
Right.
punani is not somewhere out
And even
there.
if it comes, it's okay. We'll ride that wave, and maybe TMI will get to 1 billion subscribers then.
I like that you always see it that way.
Yeah, you have to see the silver lining. Honestly,
You have to.
yeah,
It's true.
yeah. This doing sex tapes is like all cute and funny, but like I would say, first of all, if you've been dating that man less than a year, I feel like
Yeah, no.
guys, it's just too risky. Because in this day and age, people are no. Me
And like
actually,
this
no.
exposing like public figures thing.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Lord Jesus.
Yeah, I
Keep
feel
us
like
safe.
even with my husband, I kind of like think twice.
Really?
Yeah, but only because the world is like the amount of people who get hacked. Literally, the president's website was hacked. How much easier is it for people to be able to get into people's things? Like, so it's not about him that I don't trust. It's the world.
Or
we
even
are
the
in.
phone
Even the
itself.
phone. Literally, there was someone who was saying like, if you even go to like an airport, you know, you just connect to like free Wi-Fi. Now these ones are all connected to free Wi-Fi. Somehow someone has been able to hack into your phone and they have your gallery.
Who always says about this? I can't remember who it is.
Is it Vince?
Or someone, or
It's
Tim,
always
I
like-
know for sure. My
Yeah.
stepdad usually talks about that, like just
Yeah.
connecting on anywhere.
Wi-Fis,
Yeah, but
yeah.
there's somebody else who's really upset. Is it Angie Mokora?
Oh yeah,
I think
maybe
it's Angie
her.
Mokora. Yeah,
It's possible.
she's really about that life.
And
yeah,
me, I'm always
Me,
connecting.
I'm
I'm like,
Heathrow,
Wi-Fi.
ping.
Done. JK,
Ping.
done. Java, in. And there's people who are actually sat there waiting to hack people's phones. Apparently, they can even enter your M-Pesa to do somehow. Yeah, the world we are living in right now is not safe. Like,
us
see
safe.
AI, see hacking. No, I'm done, man. I'm done.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So there's one which I just seen.
From the
Oh,
people's
right.
responses.
Right, okay. Another sex mistake someone has made in the name of love is let him come inside when I wasn't on contraception and later found out he was cheating. Most women do not feel like they can say, don't come inside.
That's so. You know, actually, I've just had a memory. There was a time I was watching Insecure. Is that the Syria one?
mhm.
And I remember there's a man that she was sleeping with, and I can't remember if it was her boyfriend or if they were just smashing that dark skin one. That one, exactly. Yeah, but he was kind of short. But anyway, it's fine. So they were having sex, and then at some point he told her, "Oh, I'm about to come," and then he came inside her, and I remember her getting really, really upset
Yeah.
about that. And I remember thinking in my head, like, Kwani, what's wrong? Like, what has he done wrong? Kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? And
yeah.
it was in that moment that I was like, how I'm thinking about it is clearly different from how she's thinking about it. And which of us is like, because to me, I was like, okay, you've already accepted for you guys to have sex. You
Whoa.
can see that, yeah. You see,
Oh,
you can see, yeah.
right.
You
Yeah.
can see that you guys are not even using protection.
Mm.
So I was like, okay, so explain. Like, I really needed to understand what
Okay.
is wrong in this scenario. So then I started asking myself, it's like, because to her, she was like, he shouldn't have come without telling her that he's about to and giving her enough whatever to be able to say, no, make sure you do it outside.
Mhm.
And in my head, I was thinking, I feel like if there was an expectation for him to not come inside her, she should have mentioned that before they started having sex. So I was like,
It's interesting.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so who did something wrong here? Like, should he have asked for permission, or was he right to assume that, okay, if we are having sex and it is unprotected,
Well, no, it's definitely not because first of all, forget the coming inside from a perspective of even pregnancy, even the feeling, like there's something, you know how you feel after.
the best.
Oh, no, I can't stand
No,
it. It is I hate it. I hate that feeling, especially at night because I just feel like there's something still inside and I hate that. I like going to bed feeling like perfectly clean.
two different people.
I know. I can't. But before I used to be that way.
Yeah.
I used to be very much, oh yeah, come inside. Blah, blah, blah. And sometimes I still like that. I enjoy that. But I also want the permission. I think the conversation about consent is coming up. So it's like, when is consent? And also different stages require consent.
Yeah.
So I think that's just a conversation that's coming up, because that has always been the assumption.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, see, we are going, so we go.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a new thing. It's not like you're so dumb, like we all know. No.
Right.
No, I think it's a new thing that's come up, that there's different places and different spot of, like different points of where you need to get consent.
Right. So do you feel like in that situation you would have clearly said to him before you guys even started smashing that, yeah,
I
and
don't know if I said
come
before
inside
smashing, but like even
In
if we're
between.
even close, I'd have been like, I always say, don't come inside me if I don't want someone to.
Right.
I don't actually say it like that. I would just be like, come on my chest, daddy. Me, I
so
know
you're
what
not
I'm
using
doing.
protection?
Huh?
Oh, because you said
What?
you usually say
What?
So because for you to say that, then
No,
there's
but there is some people who I use protection. I have protection with at least one person. I bear back one person at a time is the point.
And that's actually
so
that's
that,
what
so that I
you
know. So that I know, so I can track exactly what's happening. If you have
That's
more than
it.
one sexual partner, you've got to keep
Definitely,
things
you
clean
must,
from that perspective. So I'll just say it like that. I'll make it like part of it.
That's the
right?
thing, yeah.
And then if he maybe was just like, oh, he wants to come inside, then I'll be like, I don't want you to.
Right, yeah.
But most of the time, they think it's like the hottest thing that I'm saying, like,
oh, come on, my titties.
somewhere else.
Right,
Exactly.
yeah.
Make
I want
it
you on my hair.
Yeah, not the hair.
Not the hair.
I did that once on my face, and it was peak vibes. But you've got to be somebody for me to do that.
That's the thing.
Whoa.
And it's not like an everyday thing. That's like, it's like a
Whoa.
once, yeah.
This is your birthday treat. This is your 40th birthday treat.
This is your gift, and expect nothing else. A party? No, this was the party. This was the damn party. Yeah, apparently it's really good for your skin though. It's like a milky toner. You know, you use like a milk.
The people who are smoking, taking drugs, drinking weed, eating junk food. That's the one that they mean the people who eat their veggies, who are those ones I can get. Yeah.
Just try. We're trying what we can.
Let me see your diet first.
And then you can decide. Okay, another sex mistake I personally have made in the past is expecting sex to fix conflict. And imagining that now, even though you've had a fight or whatever, once you have sex, everything is going to be fine and dandy. What I have learned, though, over years is that sometimes it can help to kind of like bridge the gap of like, okay, we are on okay kind of terms, but conflict needs fixing, and fixing is often in form of a conversation. Sometimes it'll just open the door, but you still kind of need to have the conversation of why you had the conflict and kind of have like long-term solutions to it. There are many times where it's like you've had the sex and then now it's like, oh, now we are good, but you haven't dealt with what happened. And trust me, it's going to come back again. And how many times are you going to keep having sex to try and fix the conflict? Like, you'll just talk.
You're done.
You're
tired.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's like also you gotta know your man. You know what I mean? Like for me, I feel like, okay, even if we are not like on the best terms and then we have sex, it's like now once we are done,
it opens
up and you're lying there, I'll be like, I missed you. Yeah, when we've not been talking, I've just really been thinking about this. I felt hurt when you did X and Y and Z. And people are more open softer, exactly. However, I know there's people who can't have sex with someone like you in a fight.
No, you continue. Let me say my own mistake.
Yeah, where it's just like, okay, you can't really be with someone when you're upset. But for me, it's like, I can do it.
Yeah.
And then we can talk.
Yeah. I don't usually like it for that exact reason, because I'm conscious that it's not fixing the conflict, right? And it's like you need things to be softened up from the vulnerability point of view, whereas me, I'll just talk about it, so that's it.
You is emotionally unavailable in most relationships.
Yeah.
Or when it comes to confrontation,
not
you're
even
good.
That. Those ones, I don't feel like, even for me, it's not vulnerability. Like everyone has different sets of vulnerability. And the reason why people can't even imagine that I'm emotionally unavailable is that I share vulnerably so easy.
Yeah,
but that's just like that standard of it. But there's my vulnerability. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
So conflict and talking about that, I don't have a problem with that. That doesn't even feel like I'm not even afraid at all. Yeah. So this is my sex mistake, which is a sister to yours, is putting too much of an emotional emphasis on sex. Sex is a need. You need to have sex. It's like a need that you have. If you have it, I'm not saying for you.
Yeah.
Need. Like for me, sex is something that, it's like I like. So it's a need from that perspective. When you put too much emotional expectation and emotional weight on it, it is an element sometimes of pretending that your emotional needs are being met when they are not. Because when you are now, like for me, actually, I've discovered, this is through therapy, by the way, it's like when I have sex, that's where I allow myself to be most vulnerable, thus connecting the deepest with someone. So then that's why it has like this emotional weight to it, because that's the place where I can be vulnerable. And now with conflict, the barriers are up. That's probably why I don't want to do it. But if I stopped making it about vulnerability and allowed myself to be vulnerable more places, I possibly wouldn't feel as like about it. So that's another mistake. Like a lot of anxious attachers, especially, that's where you feel that vulnerability and you get that closeness and you tell yourself you're getting your emotional needs met.
Actually, one of the ones that I put here that a lot of people, a sex mistake a lot of people make in the name of love is equating sex to love.
Yeah. Sex
so
to
it's
love,
kind of
sex
like,
to emotional connection and to intimacy. There's so many things.
I definitely feel like there's a balance. Like obviously it can't be like it's all physical, no emotion, but it can't be all.
They're in the same vicinity.
That's the thing. We're like kind of like we're all in Kiambu, kind of thing. But it's like now there's people who are on the outskirts a bit where it's like now it's too much on emotional, and like that's the only place where you feel emotionally connected. First of all, if you're in a relationship where the only time you feel emotionally connected to someone is when you're having sex, that's a red flag.
Yeah.
I would say that's a red flag.
And I think you're probably imagining the connection.
That's the thing, because they're just like, how can someone who is touching me like this, who is whispering these things in my ear when we're in bed, that person has to love me? No, they just love having sex with you. And those are two very different things. Very different things. Yeah. I feel like let's not equate those two things. And I feel like people also can pretend a lot. During sex, it's really easy to pretend. All those endorphins and the hormones that are rushing, it's like maybe even in that moment they really are in love with you.
Yeah.
But then it's over.
My therapist, our therapist told me that when we have sex, the emotion that's released, it's not the emotion of like, oh, I want to connect with you, is a possessive. You are mine. That's what it's making you feel.
Me hot? Wow.
That's what it's making you feel. And that's why you see how things you get attached. You're not really even attached because you love this person. You're attached because that hormone is making you feel possessive over them. And that's why in situationship, the biggest high point is, I'm yours. This is yours. That hormone, and also in reality, the one that's making you feel like that.
And in reality, when you even think about it just from a factual point of view, when you're there in the bedroom, just the two of you, that really is the only time.
And guess what?
That
you
they're
do
yours.
Feel. And actually, it's like a possession that comes over you. And when she articulated that way, like, because we always hear about women, like the hormones which we like release, make us feel like, she was like, it's those hormones are attached to the feeling of this belongs to me. Right. You are mine, like possession, brothers and sisters. Yep.
That actually makes so much sense.
It makes so much sense. I was like, I get it. And also you see when other people are kind of like that with you and you're just like, oh,
come
you're cooked.
On. Yeah, exactly. You're pretty finished. And actually now even when I think about it within the context of like marriage, in reality, actually when you're in bed, just the two of you and you're being intimate, that really is the only time that you feel like it's just you two. Because like even outside that, forget the fact that maybe this person didn't have other partners. Even like kids, work, social media, errands, bills, all those things are like, he kind of like gives himself to all of those ones. But when you're in bed, just the two of you, it's like, it's only you are mine. It's only me.
That's them.
Wow. And what a lovely feeling, because it feels nice when you're just thinking this person is mine and only mine.
But it's delusional because no one is.
I know.
But you know what? We play. We play to the delusion, and that's what it is. That's what I'm feeling.
And also in that moment, you are mine.
In those 5 minutes, you are mine.
Exactly.
And hell yeah. So now it's like I understand how situationships build and why they become the way that they become. I see why I really be trying to be in relationships all the time.
Yeah,
we have been in relationships from situationships. I get it. I get what is coming up, and you should be conscious of that.
Definitely.
And don't pretend that happens to everyone.
Okay.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's one of mine. which I feel like it basically feeds into that same one which you're saying about like emotions and emotional connection outside of sex. I feel like a sex mistake that I've made and that many people make is not building the other things that lead to good sex at the end of the day or like in the evening or whatever. I remember when I got married, my aunt, my mom's sister, she's one of those, my mom is like a reverend, her sister is like the opposite. She's just worldly and just like lives, and she's like a very eccentric-ish kind of person. And she told me, in marriage, always remember that good days lead to better nights. So there's no way that you guys like in your day-to-day life are kind of like you're not getting along, you're not being good partners, you're not connecting, not sharing things, and then expect the sex to be good at the end of the night. It's like this leads into that. So building like the companionship, the friendship, the partnership in your day-to-day everything is what actually also enables you to have really good sex at the end of the day. And it's like, especially in long-term relationships, the sex is not necessarily that like hot passion fire, but the deeper the connection here, the deeper the care, the deeper the partnership and the friendship, the better that sex feels. Because also now it's just like, wow, we are really connecting. Like we've really connected on all these other things, on our parenting style and how we are visiting whatever and all these other things we are doing. And we are also now able to connect from this point of intimacy. Yeah. So I feel like that's something that, I would pass on to my kids too.
That's a big one. I guess which I naturally do, because it's like, I know if you want there,
you need
fix here this to be sorted. And I guess to a certain extent, I've liked that, because majority of the sex experiences I've had, I've felt like, oh, I want this. We're happy. I'm happy with you. I like being with you. Let me see another one.
Of yours?
No, me, I don't have any others.
You haven't made that many sex mistakes?
I don't think mine are all like within. Actually, all of my sex mistakes are within the context of being small and lying.
Right.
Yeah, because the second I came into my body, into being honest.
Right.
That's it. They all went.
That's the thing.
Yeah, they all went.
And once you rid yourself of the desire to be chosen and realize that you can do the choosing. Everything changes.
Oh, everything changes. And
be
putting yourself at the center.
Thank you.
And by the way, TMI has been a big reason why I've like been able to come more and more into my own.
Really?
Because it's like I feel it's like sometimes the teacher learns the most.
Yeah.
So as I'm sharing like some of the views or some of the beliefs that I have, any opportunity I get to articulate that in the real sense, I do. Because one of the things that's important to me is integration, meaning that my private life and truly who I'm living as is also who I'm projecting myself and portraying yourself. So it's like I'll be here pretending or trying to orgasm, but like lying about an orgasm and coming here and saying you guys should not do it. So it's like it's challenged me. Anything like I put out, I'm just like, okay, here's the test. And there's always a test.
For some reason, the universe... I was telling our therapist that it's like every time we talk about something, I'm like, I know practicals are coming.
Practicals are coming.
The universe will always send you those practicals.
Yes, so I think it's actually enabled me to walk the talk. A lot more.
And even though like no one is really watching, so no one will know, you
it's
kind
me.
of just like feel it, and you're just like, I want to be able to go and report back that I did.
Be true. And also because I generally do believe that like we want to move the needle forward, and part of that is like how we're actually living our lives. You know,
just what we're saying.
Because what Zach learns from you, he's going to teach your son. Your son is going to, so it's like it's a whole thing that trails down.
Exactly. We can always do something. One of you said that a sex mistake you've made in the name of love is having sex with a man who consistently tells me he has a girlfriend and that we are highly incompatible. Yeah, I think there was an episode that I remember us saying how many women are having sex with men who actually don't like them, who actually hate them. I think sometimes we underestimate the ability of a man to have sex with literally anyone, whether or not they like them.
Oh, 100%.
Whether or not they like you.
Yeah.
Because using that as the benchmark of like, oh, wow, he must like me. He must be into me somehow. We must be somewhat compatible if we are having, but he's actually told you. Believe what he's saying. Not what you think you're experiencing from the high that is coming from the sexual experience you've just had. Believe what he's saying. He's told you he has a girlfriend, so you best believe that he's having sex with you and he's having sex with this other person. He has said you're incompatible. Stop trying to change his mind. He has already told you.
Yeah.
Move on.
I think one of the mistakes that one of the sex mistakes I've made in the name of love. in relation to that is lying about what I wanted in a situation.
Ooh,
You know, it's like I wanted more respect. I wanted more regard. I wanted better communication. I wanted more honesty. I wanted my pleasure to be at the center of it. But I lied about what I wanted. I wanted more. I wanted a relationship, but really I was pretending that that's not what I wanted.
Yeah.
You know? Or actually sometimes you lie because you're like, who the fuck is this you want to be in a relationship
I
with?
know. You're even embarrassed to yourself.
Are you not ashamed?
Yourself, are you
Are you
not
not
embarrassed?
Yeah, so it's like that.
Yeah,
You know, it's like,
right.
oh yeah, we'll pretend to do this, but
Yeah.
really you're trying to have him be in a relationship with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is it possible that sometimes you don't know what you want from the onset? Do you know what I mean?
I think you always know.
Do you think so?
I don't know a situation where I've been in that it wasn't clear what something should have been, but I twist the truth and I make it happen. I've been seeing this meme. It's like, God, if this one is not the one,
know.
please force it. Please force it because
Make
I'm
him
tired.
the one.
Make him the one. You know, it's like it's more forcing the
Yeah.
situation. But after the fact, I was always like, that one should have stayed a situationship. That one you shouldn't even have been talking to.
Yeah.
That one, you know what I mean?
But now my question to us all is that if the reality is you know that kind of like, but in that moment you're not either you're not able, you're not willing to make the decision you need to make, then even if you could turn back time and go back to that situation, you'd probably still do the same thing.
Yeah, I don't want to turn back time.
Yeah.
It's like all of my lessons I've learned and I've gathered, all of my L's and W's mixed together, make this version of Lydia, and I love her.
Yeah.
So I don't want to turn back time at all. Is that? But when I think about it now, it's like, girl, you knew.
But so would you categorize it as a mistake?
I mean, yeah, mistakes is not necessarily like I regret. Mistakes is
I
just
would
like
change it.
like I've learned from it, and when I look back with this knowledge, I see that that is not the way that I should have handled that. But it's not out of regretting it or wanting to change it. It's just like I've learned from it. It's something that I learned from it, and now I no longer do. That's how maybe I would categorize mistakes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Me, I was thinking mistake is like something which, like, if I could turn back time, I would change it.
Oh yeah, if I could turn back, but you can't.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So either way,
if we could all turn back time, we would, but we can't.
Yeah, that's true. Damn. Yeah, I know. There's so many situations where I'm just like, sex has been at the center of me as a woman, wanting to ask for more, but not feeling like more is available, or not feeling like I have access to that more. And so then you don't even bother asking for it at all. So like that, what you're saying, like you feel like in our situation, you wanted better communication, you wanted honesty, you wanted to be the only one he's with, but he's already come and said, no, actually, you know, me, let's just play the field or whatever. But you want to say, no, I don't want us to play the field. I want to be the only one. But because you feel like he's already drawn that line in the sand, you're just like, okay, at least I get to have this little bit of him. But that's not what you want. So you just stay there for the little minuscule you are mine moment that you're going to get at night, and that's it.
It's true. I've got to say, I think the truth is so many of us are hungry for connection, and many of us are using sex as a way to cosplay that connection.
Right.
You know, because true connection is coming from vulnerability, from communication, respect, safety. Safety. But since we don't have all of those things and we are dying to be connected, let me just sit on this one thing.
That's
1, 2,
it.
3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I pretend and I tell myself that I've got connection. And I ain't got nothing, sweetie.
Yeah, I know. A course actually I learned a lot about that from is Roadmap to Intimacy. It's a course on Beducated. And it kind of like broke down different forms of intimacy and how each of those are important in forming an intimate connection with someone. Like it can't only be the sex, because sex is intimacy, but there's emotional intimacy. There's even mental. There's like just physical intimacy of like we are sat somewhere and we are holding each other and that kind of thing. And it really painted a picture of what intimacy looks like between two people, and not necessarily even, it could be actually a heterosexual relationship, a homosexual relationship, even a relationship with yourself. Do you have an intimate relationship with yourself?
I definitely do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. I mean,
Really. I really do.
Exactly. Having an intimate relationship with yourself, by the way, revolves around, do you know the things you like, the things you don't like?
Yeah.
Do you know what your body looks like, the whole of your body looks like? Are you in tune with, like, when you're not feeling well, you can be like, oh, I can tell I'm not okay. You know, do you dismiss or ignore the things that your body is trying to tell you, actually, we need to do something different? Your nervous system regulation, like, hey,
it's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot to
and
learn,
that we
baby.
ask other people to meet our needs, but us, we
You're
carry last at meeting our own needs. And that's something I'm really challenging myself. Let me give you a random example. Today, when I was going for makeup, I was holding my water and I just wanted to take a sip before I left. I took a sip and then it's like it kind of spilled a bit. Like I'm not particularly sure. Maybe I was like rushing or whatever. And I was just like, Lydia. And there was a way in my head I said, and I was so frustrated. And I told myself, I was just like, you ask for patience from others. You say that one of the things that you find most intimate is being patient, someone being patient with you.
But to yourself, I'm such a fuck up. Oh God, I can never get anything right. But imagine someone saying that to you.
Okay, we didn't get there.
You're
but I just
such a
said,
fuck up.
Lydia.
Yeah.
And just that as well, because I'm really conscious of being that way, I had to return to my body and be like, there's enough time and mistakes happen.
That's it.
You didn't spill red wine. It's water. Now you can't even see it. You know? So meeting your own needs. Let's start there, guys. Let's start there. And being honest about our needs.
That's
I think we also empathize because we've been so daft.
Come on.
We know. We know ball.
Yeah, girl.
we know ball. On the daftness, we know ball.
Yeah.
So we come to give you guys advice, to give you guidance, to share our own experiences, and to share resources like Beducated so that you guys can get better advice and better guidance than we ever did.
Yeah, I feel like the best thing about Beducated is that it's not just about sex, it's also about relationships, it's also about conversations around sex, about pleasure, about how you're interacting with yourself, interacting with other people. But then there's also courses on friendship, not only just sex. There's also courses on like friendship or like, you know, even like couples or even if you're alone. Just go and check it out, guys. You can click the link below, take the quiz. Highly recommend taking the quiz so you can just be able to see where you are. You might think that you're really happy sexually, but only maybe because you have never bothered to scratch the surface of what could be.
And truly be honest about where you are.
Truly be honest about where you are.
Quiz, if you take your time, think about it, answer the questions like genuinely, and then whatever the roadmap that you're going to get is going to be an accurate representation of exactly what you need. Then you see the options. And anytime we ask people like, what's one of the favorite things that we've plugged, the amount of people we say Beducated.
Yeah.
So the reviews are there, baby. The reviews are there. You check it out, click in the link below and see what you could do for yourself and your sexual life.
Come on, we wish you all the best. If you have any other sex mistakes you've made in the name of love, leave them in the caption below so that we can laugh.
Space.
No, we're not gonna laugh. We might giggle slightly because you're also at home giggling at the ones we have shared. So we will have a joint giggle, okay? Or even DM us on Instagram. We would love to hear from you. We love you guys so much and thank you for watching this episode. See you next time.
Faith is a leap, trusting your